It's never too late to be what you should have been. It's never too late to start over again.
Hi there, and welcome to Woman Power. You woman of power, have a seat, get a pen, and listen in. I'm so excited to have my guest with me here today, Dr. Evangelist O Bryant, Edna O Bryant. God bless you for being with us today. We're going to be talking to her briefly, just a few minutes, about what God is doing with her through her WIN ministry, and that stands for What's Important Now. And that's why I think it's so tied into what our Woman Power word for the day is. What's important is that you've got to get some courage. Woman of power. Our word today is courage, and it comes from Psalms 31:24, and it's be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. And I know that you have vision. I know that you have wisdom to want to do things, but you don't have anybody to help you. You don't know what to do, or you feel rejected, or you feel like I can't do it. But guess what? My guest today, Dr. Evangelist Edna O Bryant with WIN Ministries. I know you're going to share with us about your school of ministry. You're going to share with us about your teaching experience and your wonderful husband who is a pastor and a professor as well. So you're going to share with us about, tell us a little bit about you, how God moved you all to, develop WIN Ministries. And just tell us about how this woman of power is doing now. Share.
Okay. All right. Well, first off, WIN Ministries initially started as WIN, What's Important Now, and then we moved into Let's WIN, which is Leadership Education Training Seminars for What's Important Now. And the reason why we had an emphasis on that, because we wanted to hit at all levels of leadership, education, and training in order to provide opportunities for people to be able to be encouraged to use their gifts and to have the opportunity to share and serve in the community.
Yes. Now, one of the things I think is so powerful about your ministry, I love the part WIN, let's win.
Yeah.
And what's important now? What's important now is you better get you some education. And for those that are listening, women who have maybe dropped out of high school or what have you, but God is still yet teaching through WIN Ministry how to prepare you to get yourself to that educational realm so that you can get the GED. Go ahead and get your education so you can get the credentials that you need. Some of you have been called to ministry in the fivefold realm, and you know that God has called you. This is time for you to connect to a ministry who will prepare you for kingdom-minded ministry. And so share a little bit more about what kinds of classes and things like that you all offer, and how long have you been doing this? And, I know you're a teacher even, you're a seasoned teacher for many years. Share about that.
Okay. I'll start off with the teaching experience. I have 15 years of teaching experience in technology, criminal justice, and business.
Yes.
And my husband is also a pastor, and he's also a JROTC instructor and 22 years of military experience.
He's an everything. He's an awesome teacher.
So we come to the community with experience in education, and what we wanted to do was we wanted to touch people no matter where they were or who they were, to be able to have the opportunity to actually get educated.
Yes.
And educated in 3 different levels in leadership.
Yes.
And we call it transformational leadership.
Yes.
Because we want you to not only just get the education, but we want you to be able to apply it and transform your life.
And others.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Lord.
And then we have the education where we have online education.
Yes.
And that can come through different levels of training, including that's an online education from communication skills and ethics and leadership and discipleship, and then we also have face-to-face classes.
Yes.
And that's my husband's realm of study. And he does Old Testament, New Testament Bible study and discipleship training, and just to train the people up in the community. So some are not in the church. And some are. And this is not to replace the church, but this is to offer you an opportunity for more personal growth and spiritual growth, in addition to the professional growth that you will need in order to be successful in the job.
Yes. For those who don't know, Dr. O'Brien and her husband son are both professors for Elect Lady Sons of Thunder School of Ministry. I think this is an awesome experience, that I've had with them, and I mean they are awesome teachers. And she's going to share a little bit more about some other areas that they're dealing with right now as far as the opportunities for people to be able to get into some of those other computer-based classes that is so needed today, because a lot of leaders don't even have a clue how to turn the computer on. But we might as well face it. We are in the computer age, and I'm trying to get with the program. They're still talking about me because I won't text. Oh, y'all pray for me on the texting thing. But I am saying we got to use the computer. Look at us now. We're using a computer to be able to talk to you. Share that part. I mean, you really are truly gifted in that area as well.
And the technology side, what we do is we have classes at the Korean Technology Education Center, and it's from 1 to 5, and it's one Saturday a month, and all our dates are on the website. Yes. And we teach from the use of PowerPoint as well as Prezi presentations. Yes. Some people are familiar with Prezi. It's just an updated format or platform used for presentations. Okay. We also do website design, and we can manage it or maintain it, or we can help you develop it, or we can develop it for you. Yes. So there's different avenues you can go that way. We also do Microsoft Word, and we do Microsoft Publisher, in which you can do your stationery for your business or your ministry, so that you'll have consistency in your company. And we also do Excel and Excel spreadsheets in order to assist you keeping up with your supplies and your inventory for your company.
Now tell me this, because I know, go ahead and get the website too. We want to make sure y'all hurry up and start getting on there and start looking right now. So for those who are aspiring to go further in their ministry, or those who are already in ministry who need to come up another notch. So you just take this website down that she gives you, and then she's going to share a little bit more about other areas as far as coming on site. She's going to share that part about how they can come and serve you there.
Yes, and it's what'simportantnow.webs.com. And the what's is, make sure you have an S, so it's what's with the S, importantnow.webs.com. And we also have the opportunity, we offer the opportunity for anyone who has 12 or more students or personnel that want this training, that we will come on site and offer the training. That's and good. You don't need the laptops and stuff. We will come with it, and whatever we need to do, we will make sure that you get the training necessary.
Yes, that is awesome. I know I've said in some of your classes, I mean, even with your husband, with him teaching, his boot camp. Y'all, listen, for those who are out there who want to get their leaders to another dimension, his boot camp class is off the chain. He not only do that boot camp for just, people that are in leadership, he does this for any leader who has a group of young men or women. She takes care of the women, and sometimes they partner. You want to be a part of Win Ministries Outreach, their School of Ministry. So tell them again how they can reach you. Is there a number where they can call your office, or do they just go online if they want to register for any classes?
You go online and register, and you can contact us through the contact information. So that would probably be the best way to because, as you said, we're both educators. So, we work during the day, and we have summers off, but the bottom line is you can always contact us, and we'll return your contact.
Now tell me about this part. I know as far as the technology classes and some of the classes that you all offer as far as the career development and classes that a lot of parents may say, well, I know my son has a call on his life. Do y'all work with those aspiring youth that that God has called them to ministry, who just now beginning to learn and that are going to church and going to what they call, quote, Sunday school, but yet they're drawing close to God, and even the young girls? Do you have a program where you're actually getting those ready, what we call those new breed is what I call them? Are y'all preparing for those as far as teaching right now?
Well, we offer them foundational courses, and once they've successfully completed the boot camp, the foundational courses like that, the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Life of Christ, then we even offer scholarships.
That's awesome.
Seminary classes, and we'll pay for classes for that student to continue if that's truly what they're called to do, and they feel that they've been called to do.
Oh my God! Now you heard that they offer scholarships. You have no excuse, brother or sister. You have no excuse. You want to make sure you take this website down. That's WHATS. What important now? Is it what? .webs. WEB like boy S. .com. Do you have a Facebook also they can go to?
Yes.
See?
Yes. Our Facebook is actually called the College Ministry.
Okay.
And that's an outreach for students who are in college who are not at home, and they've disconnected from their church home.
Okay.
And they haven't found another home to visit or be connected to. So we connect them in that way. And you can, that's also connected to our website. And it's called the College Ministry Link.
Now that's awesome. I mean, to have for college students to be able to have somewhere to go and learn and get, encouragement and things like that. Because we have a lot of kids who are blowing their brains out or just totally dropping out of school because they have no one to encourage them, nowhere to go. But bless God for that. Now, I do want you to take a moment to kind of share some things about what you and your husband are doing now as a team. I know you have your women's group classes coming up. I want to share about that in a few minutes on the resolution. We're going to talk about that. But share what you and him are doing together as a team, because I just love how y'all work together so powerfully as a team. Share what you all feel now that is so important now. I love that part. That's so important now for leadership to know that we need to impact. Because I know one of the things I know in my heart is that we need to build family and we need to build leadership. And the church is way late in building family and leadership. What can you say today to the listening audience that you and your husband are doing to build the leadership and the family today that you feel is needed now, that is important now?
Okay. What's important now is that the understanding that God ordained a family first.
Yes.
And that family doesn't necessarily have to mean husband and wife, although that is the preference that God has set forth. It does mean that it's children and grandparents and extended family as well. But it also means that the man has to take responsibility and the wife has to submit in a biblical way.
That's correct.
And that's so important that we understand the submission and the correct submission. And we have to also have the husbands understand their role and their walk in a Christian way.
That's correct.
So that their wife can follow and their family can follow in order for them to be whole.
That's good.
And so that's so important for what's important now, because without family, all of us know that that's our support system. And that's where we actually get our foundation. And without that, our children are lost. And that's why we're having so many problems in society, because we're missing the link of the family. And so, after being married 28 years,
praise
that
Jesus,
is
28 years.
Your
Congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the things I heard you say about children, being an instructor, a teacher for so many years, I know that you have experienced a lot of pain, a lot of the kids that have come to you with secret things and things like that of pain. What can you say today for leaders that are listening, since we know that we are focusing on preparing leadership today, and we are focusing on preparing parents to know how to reach our children? Being a teacher, over the years that you've experienced, what can you look in the screen today, on the camera today, and share with the pastors and with the parents in particular? Because we got to get to reach the pastor today. Do you agree? For them to understand how important it is about knowing how to reach those who have issues with same-sex attraction, and how to reach those who are vagabonds, who refuse to get planted anywhere. How to reach that leader, who need to get an understanding that they need to go past the four walls and do what you're doing to train up the body so that they can teach the family and can teach the leaders how to be disciples. What can you say today to that leader or that parent that's looking today?
Okay. What I would say to the leader or the parent is to encourage those who come under you or come beside you. It is so important that you do one-on-one ministry and discipleship, because in a crowd, everybody is coming with different things and different baggage and different issues. And when you get that individual one-on-one, and this is what I found even in the educational system, that when I call a student one-on-one and I encourage them and point out those things that are so positive and so unique to themselves that I see in them, it makes wonders. It makes a difference, where other teachers come back and say, I don't know what you said to that student, but whatever it was, it made a difference from one class to another, and it's one at a time. And that's one thing that I learned in the educational system, as well as with my own children. Nobody is alike. Everybody has their own uniqueness, and we have to tap into
that is so real,
that uniqueness for them, because sometimes they don't see it for themselves. And then when you tap into that and you just keep being there and you just keep encouraging them and let them know that it's not what others say, but it's what you do to earn where you want to be.
Yes,
And let the rest of it fall in God's hands.
Amen.
So.
Well, you know, Dr. Bryant, one of the things I'm excited about is you also were a graduate of our school. I'm excited about that. But one of the things I'm also excited about is you took our specialty care training counseling certification.
Yes.
And in that, with your credentials, I know that you've experienced so many people. I mean, you've done a wonderful, I want to commend you, you've done a wonderful job with my granddaughter, you know, encouraging her and helping her. You know, the parents need to know your heartbeat as far as a counselor and, you know, one today who does faith-based counseling, you know, because I know y'all offer that as well.
Yes.
What can you say to leaders, how important it is? Because I keep trying to get them to understand, we've got to train the people up. They say, all we need is God. All they need is prayer. No, we've got to stop just giving these scriptures. A lot of these children are dealing with demons. A lot of these adults are dealing with demons. And we might as well go and call a spade a spade.
Yes.
And so, what can you say today in regards to people who are sitting in the pews that are going through battles that have come to you, even first ladies? You know, we've had them. Share today how hard it is for those that are in the faith walk that are not getting the counsel that they need.
Yes. One of the things is your counsel totally comes from God.
That's right.
It comes from God. And if you don't feel connected to God, get into the Word of God. Because that's where first and foremost counsel is going to come from. Everyone else has a perspective.
That's right.
But your counsel comes from within and from the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
And yes, we can preach, but those who are not there yet, those who don't have the understanding, those who are not discipled, don't understand the preached word.
And they don't understand the scripture.
They don't. Exactly. So how do you reach them? And that's through taking the time with them and showing them through training. You have to train the people up. What is ethics? What is the terminology mean by being a team player? And what does it mean to bear your burdens? What does that mean? Because the Bible tells you these things, but if you have no understanding of those concepts, if your eyes are blinded, then you don't know.
Right.
So you need to be in training. You need to train those to understand the terminology. Even in the testing in the schools.
That's right.
If the students are reading and they don't understand it, they have to understand the terminology. It's the basics, going back to the foundation of basics, reading and writing and understanding what you're reading and writing.
Well, you know, in my Think Well campaign for counseling, and I know this is one of the things that we have noticed, and I've had kids, even I know yourself, y'all do the court cases, decision making and things like that as well. You all are very diverse in counseling and education, and one of the things that I know I've encountered, I'm sure you have too, we have gotten kids today who they watching all this hard rock stuff and these different movies and things that's giving them violent thoughts, and many of them are seeing demons, and many of them are hearing voices, and many of them are, you know, becoming violent and want to kill their parents and even hurt themselves and cut themselves. And we're in an hour right now that we know that without counsel, the Bible says that there is no safety. It says, but in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. That means, sure, we need the word, as you said, but what about those who don't have a clue? What about those who hearing voices who are all borderline crazy? And we got to call a spade a spade. So I'm excited that you all are doing what you're doing to impact. And leaders, you heard her say how important it is for women ministries to come out to support your church or your ministry. They're available. All you need to do is go on to www.whats, W-H-A-T-S, important now. And it is very important now to get leadership development. It is very important now to have whole families. It is very important now that we have the courage, woman of power, to be able to go forward and do what God has called you to do, and to get the counsel for those areas, for those that are watching, who are falling, who are having trouble, who are strung out behind pornography and drugs and alcohol, or hiding behind incest issues or abandonment or rejection. We want to let you know that when Ministries is available for you today, they have the education, they have the credentials, and they are here to say, we're going to show you what's important now, and that is that you be whole and a woman of power. That's right. Now we're going to share that part about when we talk about courage, our word today. The what? The resolution. Many of the women, this book, she's doing, well, how long is this class now? A year?
It's a year long.
It's a year long, but they're in what, seventh month now? Fifth month. They're in the fifth month now. You can just jump on board. All you got to do is go get your book. This book is called The Resolution for Women, and it's by the guy who wrote Courageous, the Fireproof Edition. You want to go to any Christian bookstore, or you can even go to Walmart and get the book. And just get online. You want to share the number where they can call it? Have you got that number handy?
I don't have that number handy, but it is online.
It's online at the What's Important Now. And then you can get online. See, we're trying to make you whole and a woman of power. So make sure you get an opportunity to jump in this class. It has been awesome. The times that I was on the line, I had to cut out on her. But I tell you, because I've been so busy, but I tell you, you don't want to miss it. It's very important that you get resolutions to the issues that you're dealing with. Let me share a couple of topics that are in this book that you don't want to miss. She's already covered the part 1, which is, this is who I am. Many of you do not even know who you are. And then the authentic me. You got to know who the real God-chosen vessel that you are, that woman of power. So you want to get involved with this resolution training. It's absolutely free. That's the good part about it. And it's online. You cannot afford to miss it. Just go to importantnow.webs.com. Is there anything else you want to share before we close out?
My husband also offers the men's side.
Oh, does he? That's right. And it's called the Resolution for Men. Oh my God. Listen, the Resolution for Men. You women that got these husbands just sitting around, just consultators and not doing anything. That'll be great, because guess what? Some of the same nuggets, they're following along in the book together. And I mean, it's a great empowerment too. So listen. Even if he's very busy, I mean, he can just still pick the phone up and get in on the call and listen in at different phases of the class. You don't want to miss it. You want to go on www.what'simportantnow and get involved in the the Resolution for Men. Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes, God, and men, I'm telling you right quick, he is an awesome teacher. I'm just going to keep real. You so blessed, girl. It ain't funny. You surely a woman of power. He chose one, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Now, share with me what you got to close out with today. Any nuggets that you want to share with us at the close?
I want to close with courage.
Amen.
I want every woman to know that God did not give us a spirit of fear.
Yes, Lord.
He wants us to utilize our gifts in the best way that we know how, and to seek out those that have the gifts that you're desiring in a good way, in a positive way, and utilizing those in the community and serving others, and help yourself by, doing the things to get to where you need to be. If it's training, go to training. If it's a book club, go to a book club. If it's a physical, go get some physical fitness.
Lord, don't say that with all these fat arms and stuff.
Well, God made us healthy too.
Y'all pray for me and my cookies. Okay.
But yeah, be courageous.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
That's so good. Yeah, that is so real, to be courageous. And it was for our word today of courage, woman of power. Be a woman of courage. Get involved in the Resolutions for Women training that's online and is free, along with you men, the Resolution for Men that Dr. O'Brien, her husband, is going to be teaching as well. And so I just wanted to say how important it is that we do take courage. I want to let you know that it is the hour of the woman. That's why we call it woman power. It is the hour of the woman. We ain't taking nothing away from you men, but this is the hour of the woman, and we're talking about the ways that the woman can realize that she is a woman of power. And so whatever you do, remember that if you want to be on this show, if you want to talk about your ministry, if you want to talk about your business, as long as it's kingdom-minded business, if you want to talk about your business or your ministry and or any upcoming events, we want to hear from you. We'd love to interview you. Why? Because we know that you are a woman of power, and we say before we close, whatever you do, I am, and you are, a woman of power. We'll see you next time. God bless you.